Hello, Airbus Cockpit Coach here, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the standard go-around procedure. We're here inside Microsoft Flight Simulator with the Phoenix A320 mod, and we're on a final approach to runway 07 London Luton. We've got the simulator paused just while I run through the setup for this. But the go-around is an essential safety manoeuvre for pilots. It's one that's regularly practiced in the simulator. But we often do that in the simulator with an engine failure or most likely from approach minima. But the go-around can be conducted from any stage of the approach, even on touchdown. As long as we did not select reverse thrust on touchdown, we can make a go-around from the runway as long as we've got sufficient space ahead of us to accelerate. So, why go around? A number of reasons. It's quite a long list of factors that could cause a go around, but it could be that the approach is not properly stabilised, or we have doubts about our situation awareness. We might get a malfunction occur. We might not have adequate visual cues at our approach minima. It could be a GPWS or a TCAS alert, a wind shear alert. It could be an ATC request, quite common. Or basically any time one of the flight crew consider it necessary or they're uncomfortable with something with the approach, it's the best thing to do is go around. So it is something that we brief as part of our arrival briefing into an airport. So pilots will be go around minded. We'll know ahead of us what that procedure is we're going to be following, and we're ready to fly it. We know exactly what we need to do. So we have a missed approach section as part of our approach plates, which is at the top here. So today we've got climb straight ahead to the locator, which is 4.7 miles from the ILS, to hold at 3000 or as directed. I've got minima today of 7:15. I really need to get that in the box. But to see that approach procedure in here, you go to the bottom of your flight plan. The area in blue, these fixes here are part of the missed approach procedure. Sorry, and you can see we've got the beacon in there, we've got the hold, and we've got our altitude of 3,000 feet and a 210 knot restriction, which you can see we have inserted there as well. Important to understand the speed on the other side of the approach, on the missed approach, so we don't bust any speed constraints as we accelerate, because we'll be using a high thrust setting initially on the go around. Go around, it's quite a normal procedure. I have had to do one in the real world, I think about 3 weeks ago, at a Spanish airport. An aircraft was late to vacate the runway, missed its planned turn off, and spent longer time on the runway. And I was instructed by air traffic control to go around, which we did. So it's quite common when flying the line. Perhaps once or twice a year you can expect to go around, but there are airports out there due to their local weather characteristics with winds, Funchal as one example, where you can expect to go around a little bit more often than others. So yeah, it's well briefed. We'll be go around minded. We'll know what we need to do in terms of next steps. So on the go around, the actions will be we'll get the instruction to go around, say from air traffic control, which we can mimic today. But we'll call go around flaps. We'll advance the thrust levers to TOGA, so it's full forward, and we will just take one stage of flaps off. So we're in a flaps full landing, we'll go to flaps 3. We're in a config free landing, we'll go to flaps 2. And that's the same if you were touching down or already, and we're going back around. Just take one stage of flaps off. We'd then put our eyes here and would announce the FMAs, so we should expect to see man TOGA here confirming the application of TOGA thrust. We should see SRS here, so the speed reference system activated, and we should see nav here. Now that's something you need to check with in your electronic flight bag here with the Phoenix settings if you're flying this aircraft. You want to check that you've got nav in go around engaged here. Otherwise, you'll fly go around track, which is runway heading. Most new airliners come with nav in go around. Most airlines use this option, but some older aircraft don't, so it's worth checking your type. So essentially this means that the autopilot will fly what's in the MCDU as part of and what's on the chart. Otherwise you're going to go straight on runway heading, and that may not be great if you've got terrain in front of you. So we always want to make sure we're flying the missed approach procedure. That's what air traffic control will expect us to do. So do check that. As I said, air traffic control will always expect us to fly the missed approach procedure. They can vector us off there, usually for traffic and to get us back downwind and sequence us into other traffic if we're coming back around. But of course, the runway could be blocked and we may need to divert. But we can discuss that on the other side of the once we're in the missed approach. So what I'll do now is I'll take the sim off pause and we'll run through those steps. We'll continue on down just to sort of around minima somewhere, and then we'll go around and apply the go around technique. A little bit breezy today, so let's let the aircraft settle down. One thing to watch if you do go around just before touchdown is the risk of tail strike. We don't want to overpitch at that point, so it's very much like a normal takeoff. So at this point, we'd be looking to pitch to 15 degrees. If we're on the runway, again, pitching up to 15 degrees as per normal takeoff, but just need to watch for a tail strike. If we're just floating above the runway, we don't want to be throwing in 15 degrees of pitch straight away. So we want to get a little bit of climb first. So it's one to keep an eye on. We've got an engine out. We'll be looking as a standard engine out procedure is 12.5 degrees. So know your pitch, 15 degree standard, 12.5 degrees with the engine out. Obviously you run through your normal approach checklist, so we're checking cabin secure for landing. Missed approach altitude set 3000, which is important. I want to make sure that's blue, and ECA memo landing no blue. The procedure would be the same if we were in IMC instrument meteorological conditions, i.e. in cloud. There's no variation to procedure. It can be flown manually or in autopilot. Preference is to use automation as much as possible to reduce workload. So we get instruction from air traffic control, easy 93 Charlie, go around traffic on the runway. Going around, easy 93 Charlie. Recall, go around flaps. We select TOGA. We take one stage of flaps off. We announce our FMAs, man TOGA, SRS, nav, autopilot 1, positive climb, gear up. And we retract the flaps on schedule. I'll bring it into flaps 1 now, and we'll go to lever climb. Thrust climb. Open climb, auto thrust. Just making sure that the aircraft is meeting speed restrictions and altitude restrictions. Speed alt star. And the aircraft is pitching down to maintain the 3000 feet restriction. If we were entering the hold, I'd probably be considering green dot speed, as that's more efficient to fly at and conserve some fuel. So at this point, we'll be hassled a bit by air traffic control. If it wasn't an air traffic control, obviously air traffic control today told us, they know the reason for the go around. There was traffic on the runway. It may be that we've induced the go around, and they want to know the reason why. What are our intentions? Important to just remember to aviate, aviate, navigate, communicate. So we can hold ATC off for a minute if we need to, and coordinate things on the flight deck. At this point, we'll be discussing the reason for the go-around. It could be that the runway at Luton is now blocked by an aircraft with a malfunction, and we have to consider our diversion. So we'll be paying close attention to fuel, our final reserve and alternate requirements, and we'll be checking the weather at alternate aerodromes to make sure, where are we going, where can we get to, what's our best options. Some of that we would have done as part of the approach briefing, but we've got to be cross-checking that. Have we got enough? How many more attempts can we have at London Luton before we need to commit to somewhere else? And obviously we'll be updating the passengers, because they'll be a little bit worried. We've just obviously shot by the runway, and we're just providing some reassurance there. So in order to, it's likely that ATC would have vectored us straight back round for runway 07 if it was available. And to do that, we'd simply come into the performance page on the MCDU, and we would select Activate Approach Phase, and we have all the information back in there for runway 07 at Luton. And if we zoom out, you can see you got the ILS for Luton there. So it would be common just to be vectored back round. I'll keep config 1 plus F, and we'll probably be vectored downwind for another approach into runway 07. ILS is already set up, we're all good to go. So that's how we'd come back into the same airport. Otherwise, we're using the secondary flight plan. If I copy the active, I'll show you that. We would select, put a new destination into there, that box there on the right, and we'll build up a different route. So that's the standard go around. So it's reasonably straightforward, not dissimilar to a takeoff at all in terms of pitch. Just probably the gotcha pieces are the rapid acceleration. Flap retraction is something that often catches people. So do keep an eye on the speed tape, making sure you're not overspeeding the flaps and getting those in, because in TOGA thrust, the aircraft will accelerate very quickly. Just make sure it's properly briefed. You've got that missed approach procedure in your mind, and you are go around minded. Any questions on that? Please drop them in chat. Please like and subscribe. And it does take a bit of time to put these videos together, so please consider buying me a coffee through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description. Appreciated. Thanks for watching.